You were in the military before you became a police officer, right?
Yeah. So I joined the military.
What branch did you join?
Army, the National Guard. I was working on a deep sea fishing boat.
No
I was
kidding.
18 years old.
Out of where?
St. Augustine Beach, Florida.
Are you from Florida?
Yeah.
So you're working on a deep sea fishing boat for fishing for what?
Like anything, like whatever the clients wanted. And then 2005, found myself over in Afghanistan, was there for about 4 months. And then an ODA came through and was like, we need like 6 guys to go with us to this new fire base. We're going to be establishing a fire base.
What part of Afghan were you in?
This is like just outside of Jalalabad at the time. And then the new base was going to be between Gardez and Kabul. I don't know if you've ever been to Afghanistan,
No,
but
I
there's
never
like a
went to
huge
Afghan.
palace out there out in the middle of the desert. It's pretty much in the middle of nowhere, kind of. This ODA, they needed 6 other guys to go with us, and then my sergeant came in and he was like, Tansey, and you guys are going to go with these guys. And so we went and we established this new fire base.
What were you guys doing for the ODA? They're establishing.
We were just their gunners on their gun trucks. So
you were just like pulling security for them, essentially.
Yeah, so they established a camp and there was no walls. They had concertina wire that we all did. Like, so the ODA and us all helped like string out this concertina wire to make this camp.
So it's like you're out in an open field or something?
Basically.
But that's still like one of the coolest
wild.
experiences, because a lot of people don't get to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my peers at least never got to experience that. And a lot of them got out before that happened, because like if you were stationed in certain areas, like you're not going to CENTCOM anymore. It was already done by that point. But like you got attached to an SF group that got to go see some real, experience some real stuff.
It was fun. It was a great experience. Again, I was 19. I didn't really understand like the repercussions. I didn't have a family or anything. Yeah. So like, there were just incidences like where I would like forget stuff, like sensitive equipment, like where we go out on these missions and stuff, and like I would just like not tell anybody. And so we're doing all the niceties and everything, and then she's like, "So there's one thing that I do have a question about." She's like, "It says here that you've considered being a mercenary." I look up at her and I was like, this is it. Like I f***ed up because I knew that I checked no. Like I knew in my brain that I meant to check no, and I must have accidentally checked yes. So I got to fix this. So I look at her and I was like, well, I mean, I'm not really religious, but I feel like if I was and God wanted me to go abroad and tell people about Jesus or whatever, I would do that. And she was like, what? And I was like, I mean, don't get me, I mean, like, I'm not that guy, but like, I feel like if God said like, go and spread the good news, I think I would do that if I was a religious guy.
Like a Jehovah's Witness?
She goes, are you talking about a missionary? Yeah. The missions still are longer, I think, in the Q course, and you're expected to go further and last longer out in the field with heavier weight. And there's like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was brutal. But so I'm coming at this, like there's 3 SEALs, I think, in the class. There was these Apache pilots like that lost their commission because they like flew in, I don't know if it was like Fallujah or Mosul or something like that, but they had like these Marines were pinned down and they call in for medevac, and the Blackhawks are getting denied because there's too much fire, and these Apache pilots do this gun run and they're like, screw it, we're gonna fly in. So they fly in, the assistant gunner jumps out, grabs the gun from the Marine and his pack and his gear and puts him in the backseat of the Apache, and it takes off. And so like these 2 guys like lose their—
As a Kazafac?
Yeah.
They picked up a Marine in an Apache and threw him in the back to get him out of there.
And the Apache dude like jumped in with the Marines with that dude's kit and his gun.
That's crazy.
And like got to work. Yeah, so these guys get in like super trouble and they both go to the Q course.
But they did, so that was the right thing to do though, because they're like, it's like you're saving a man's life,
but they got—
that is the craziest story. I'm sure they got in tons of trouble.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. They sacrificed, they're like, I'm willing to throw my career away to save this Marine.
Yeah. Taking it all in, and I look at my training officer and he's still just standing there in the same way. Well, then she gets down up to her knees and she starts doing that like cat cow, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
no.
The cat cow.
Yeah, like a yoga pose or something.
And she's like grinding, she's like twerking, she's like, come on. And she's twerking it up, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's pretty sensual that a 400-pound woman can move like that. Like I'm like, dude, in the moment I was
flexible
like, I was like, wow, this is
larger
actually
lady.
Like, this is
be a dancer.
level.
Yeah.
You could do this. Like, you lose a little weight, we could make something. So anyway,
We can make something out of this.
she reaches behind her. Now she's on one arm, and I remember thinking like, that's a lot of weight on one arm. And she pulls this sundress up over her head, and it gets stuck on her massive. And so she shakes the to get it free, and so she gets this thing off of her, and now she's butt naked on all fours, and the style position
Out in the yard.
Out in the yard on this American flag that she's just been grinding on.
Bro.
And she's like, now are you going to arrest me? And bro, now it's like 6:03. Like I've been at work for like 3 freaking minutes.
This is your first call?
My first call. Like I haven't even gone to roll call yet.